Really spelling doom there for UCF as the turnover bug continuing on over from the Tulane loss. UCF coughing it up in frequency there in that first half as Coach again going into a half where your ladies really put themselves behind the 8 ball. Those turnovers turning into East Carolina points. They would score 18 first half points off UCF turnovers.
Yeah, well, that was the story of the first half, Scott. You know, we talked about that at halftime. We talked about that coming in. East Carolina's a very, very aggressive team defensively and try to make you play high and, try to rush you. And they did that to us. You know, we just had some errors that really cost us in the first half, and we weren't able to recover.
Yeah, Coach, it seemed as if that first 8 or 9 minutes really shell-shocked by some of those ECU defense. They're high there on the perimeter. They were trapping and then trying to find the open woman. We just couldn't do it. They would get hands-on passes and get those tips and then turn those into steals.
Yeah, it was disappointing. You know, we watched them on film, and that's what they do, and we talked about that. We practiced to get ready for that, and we still came out like we had never seen it before. So, you know, as a coach, it's frustrating. Again, we've just got to get back and learn and really be a lot more aggressive when we see them again.
Outscoring ECU there in that second half, 33-27. They'd have that double-figure lead. You credit them. They played, more of that basketball game, more of that 40 minutes than we were able to do here on the afternoon. This is a hard place for us to come in and try to get a victory from ECU. You got to credit them slightly here tonight as they were able to knock down the 3-ball as well as hitting 9 of them tonight.
Well, not slightly. They did a hell of a job. You know, they really executed their offense, and we didn't do a good job of in the first half of getting into what we thought. I thought the second half we played a lot better basketball, and but again, we get ourselves in that big hole, and when you play good teams like that, and especially when you play on the road, you're not able to always recover like that. So we've got to learn, Scott, that we've got to play 40 minutes, and like you said, a lot of credit to East Carolina and their defensive effort.
One of the top offensive rebounding teams in Conference USA. They showed it here tonight. 17 offensive boards on the afternoon. The Edwards sisters were swooping in and getting rebound after rebound tonight, Coach.
They were, and we wanted to change our defense up, but you give up a lot of second chance opportunities. I think they had 14 tonight, and that's not going to win ball games, especially on the road. You've got to defend, you've got to rebound, and we talk about that. We say it's a broken record in our locker room, but that's one thing that when you look at the game tonight, we did not get that done tonight.
Brianna Jackson struggled there through the first, I'd say, able to hit her shot. It didn't come. Her first field goal did not come, I think, until under the 5-minute mark. A game after scoring 27 points at times, maybe had some non-high percentage shots that she was throwing up there. But, Coach, it just seems as if from one game to the next, we can't necessarily depend on one thing or the other.
Well, that's true. And Brianna's a freshman. You know, a lot of people, we get carried away, and she's very talented, but she's learning every time out. This is not high school, and she sees that. There's a lot of very talented players. There's a lot of guys that are just as athletic as she is, and so some things that she's used to doing she can't do, and BJ has to go through a learning process, and she's got to see that. Sometimes all of us have to learn the hard way, but we still, if we had to have the ball in somebody's hands at the end of the game, it's going to be in hers, and I know that she's going to get better, and she's going to really watch this game film and learn from it.
Coach, this Pirate basketball team coming into tonight, they've been the real surprise of Conference USA. They were predicted to finish 9th in the league. Right now they find themselves on the doorstep of the top 3 in CUSA. 3 of our 4 losses here thus far of the Conference USA losses have come against the league heavyweights.
Yeah, it's true, and still I think it's a good thing about our league. There's still a lot of parity. There's still no team that's out of it, and that's what our guys have to understand in the locker room. Obviously our record is not what we had hoped, but we've got time to turn that around and right the ship. But East Carolina certainly is a contender and playing very, very well right now.
Coach, I mentioned it during our broadcast here tonight, trying to find some positives to draw from this evening. I think Andrea Hines over the course of the past 3 or 4 games has given us some consistency in what she's doing. She's making an effort to try to push the basketball and try to get to the rim, to get to the foul line. I mean, she had 7 points here tonight and did get to the foul line.
Well, I thought Andrea did a hell of a job. She really came out and really tried to push tempo. We talked about that at halftime. She wasn't happy with her first half effort and made a vow at halftime to make that right and to fix it, and I really just give her a lot of credit. I'm proud of her for how hard she played. No matter what the scoreboard said, I asked them to really not play the scoreboard, to just play hard every possession, and Andrea did that.
4 of our first 7 games out on the road. Next week we've got a pair at home, as Thursday against Marshall, and then we'll take on Sunday next week. We'll get that return game against Memphis, but looking ahead there to the Marshall Thundering Herd. They're in action a little bit later on this afternoon. They've been struggling on the season, as we'll take on a Thundering Herd team that, that might be the best thing for us right now. Not to take anything away from them. Both of these squads right now may be struggling a bit.
Well, record-wise it's true, and we can't take anybody for granted. I'm sure Marshall's coach is telling them the same thing, but it doesn't matter who we play, Scott. We've got to defend. We've got to rebound for 40 minutes. We're not good enough to do it for 25 or 30, and that's what we've got to understand, and I'm sure Coach Daniel is talking about that with his group. So they got to be excited about coming to Orlando because we have not done well so far, but I think people also know that what we're capable of, and we know what we're capable of. So we're going to come back out and fight hard to get that win on Thursday and focus on Marshall.
And a TV game on Thursday here this year for us, Coach, there from UCF in Orlando and the UCF Arena.
Yeah, we're excited about that, and we hope that a lot of fans will come out. And, it's not been pretty so far, but we still are asking that people come out and support us, and we're going to make it right. We're going to play hard, and, I think that's all we can ask for right now. And if we do that, I feel good about our chances to beat anyone if we will go out and play hard.
All right, Coach, appreciate the time. We'll let you go back and see what type of buttons we can push here going forward with some of our ladies.
Thank you.
All right.